Hello, fellow trailblazers. Welcome to Escapes with TK. On this channel, I bring you fresh, exciting, but most importantly, inspiring content on anything money, travel, and lifestyle. So, as part of my Woman and Money video series, I get to chat to a dear friend and also a young lady who is in a happy relationship. I know. So I also, her name is Khopotso Seeiso, but I call her Khopotso. So today we're gonna get a conversation on her relationship with money and how the Mjolo is going. So I've got myself some soup. As usual, we're shooting from Everyday Cakes, situated in Maseru. How is this venue? Anyway, yeah, so situated Mokodi on your way to Khopotso or en route to town. It is a beautiful space for thought-provoking money conversations on a Sunday after a hectic Saturday. I hope my eyes don't show. Anyway. Hi, Pods. Welcome to Escapes with TK.
Hi, TK.
How do you do?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Woo!
Yeah.
When you agreed to be part of this, I was just like, really?
Yeah, I'm quite excited to be here.
I'm excited.
A bit nervous, but I'm
Relax, safe space. All right. So basically, we're gonna just talk about your relationship with money. We'll have some cake for you if you want cake. I'm gonna have some wine. I'm gonna have my soup, and then let's just have a conversation. All right.
Awesome.
So, how would you describe your relationship with money?
My relationship with money, love-hate relationship, kind of. Mm-hmm. But I try and make it work. Most of the time I find myself during the month saving more than I do spend.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm usually always at home, but I have this, what can I call it, addiction to online shopping. So I think that's where most of my money goes. But apart from that, I find that it works for me. I have a very good relationship with my finances. I'm able to budget on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. Yes, some months are a bit more challenging than others, but most of the time I can get by.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So now you're in a relationship.
Yes.
So should money be a topic of discussion in the relationship? And if so, at which point does the relationship start? The conversation start rather.
I think it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think it should be. From my personal experience in my current relationship, we didn't talk about finances, I think, for the first 6 months. Mm-hmm. But it became very important once we moved apart. So he then left Lesotho and we're now in a long distance relationship. So because of that, we had to start budgeting, for weekly travels or monthly travels or however it would be. So it became important for us to discuss it. We never really went into detail in terms of, how much I'm earning, how much he's earning, but I was very forthcoming in terms of, where I am with my finances and my current relationship with finances. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. And how easy was it to initiate the conversation? I would imagine it was like,
It was a bit uncomfortable at first, but we eased into it because it was now a need. We needed to discuss it so that we can arrange our lives accordingly and know when we'd be seeing each other. And like I said, I love to budget, so I needed to know how to budget on a monthly basis. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's this pressure for young ladies, particularly in their mid-20s, to get married. Why, in your views, why is there a pressure? Is there a pressure, firstly? And why is it an issue for young girls to suddenly, young ladies to be like, I want to get married?
I don't know. I think sometimes the pressure comes from family, biological clock is ticking. Some people just want to get it over and done with. But in my experience with my current circle of friends, I think there's only one that is married, and I would then be the next now. But to be honest, thank you. There's not that much pressure I can say from us personally, but it's always external factors that pressure us into doing things like that. But I believe as females, we've come to a point where we can make our own decisions. And if I don't want to get married now, but my family's pressuring me into it, I can just, back off, guys. I'm still trying to build my career or, continue with school and all of that. So I'm not sure where the perspective comes from. It probably depends on where we are socially and economically as well in terms of marriage. Some people see it as an economical benefit and others not so much. Maybe this is why parents would then pressure us to get married. But from my end, there was no pressure at all. Whether you're 30 above, younger, whatever
40.
the case, whatever the case is, so long as you're happy and you're ready for it, then no pressure.
So for me, the other issue is I've been to a few weddings, and besides the cost of the wedding, there's also the bridesmaid, the groomsman, and I would imagine you've been a bridesmaid before.
Yeah.
What was the cost associated with that like?
There were a lot of costs. From the very beginning, it's like planning the bachelorette, ensuring that the bride-to-be doesn't have to pay for anything, everything is taken care of. There's the dresses for the different functions, because sometimes it's not just the one day, it's like 2 days. Even if it's 2 days, you'd find that there's a afternoon session and then there's an evening session, so maybe even 3 dresses, makeup artists, hair, shoes, nails, everything, you name it. But from my experience, I found maybe I've been very lucky to be part of bridal parties whereby the bride took care of some of the costs. So she would come forward to say, you know what, I will handle the makeup, I'll get a makeup artist. If you guys can work on getting your hair ready. In terms of the shoes, I found shoes here, so please go there, we might get better discounts there. There's this book you can find at uni that gives brides-to-be discounts as well as bridesmaids as well. So there's like lots of coupons that you can use.
Oh, wow.
So one of the brides where I was a bridesmaid for, she actually had a book like that. And so we were able to use those coupons to get better savings, which is great because I love savings. I love sales, discounts, all of that. So that was really great. I think she was very thoughtful in terms of going out and actually getting more information of how she can make the costs lower for us as her bridesmaids. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. And then in the last question, because you spoke about the long distance relationship. I was about to ask that, but obviously we've covered the conversation. And then as a last question, as a young professional in corporate Lesotho, what are some of the financial implications of a long distance relationship again?
Implications.
But let me
rephrase that.
Let me change the question.
Yes,
actually.
please.
So you're a young professional in Lesotho. You are saving. You are budgeting. What are some of the let's add a spanner to it. How do you, when you started out as a graduate trainee, what were some of the financial challenges you faced? Or rather, financial mistakes that you made?
Yes. I think one of them was overspending. So at first I would just not know what happened to my salary at the end of the month. Like it would just be spend. I deserve this. I worked hard for this, so let me move forward and do that. And I felt because I didn't have any responsibilities, no medical aid to pay for, I didn't, have a car at that time, so I would just walk home and, so there was always this excess cash that I had and I would always use. But I just want to circle back to my relationship again because it had a huge influence in terms of how I began, structuring my relationship with my finances. So as soon as he then moved, we began this joint savings account. We called it the Mjolo account.
The Mjolo account, yes.
So I know a lot of people do that in relationships. And so we just throw in cash every now and then. And that would be then what I use to travel or what we'd use on dates, such that it has no implications in terms of my personal finances and, my budgeting. And so it doesn't mess me up and it doesn't mess him up as well.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'd use it on dates. Sometimes it'd be so much that we could even go on vacation or just a staycation for the weekend. Activities, everything we wanted to do together, we just withdrew from that account. And there was no accounting for in terms of, okay, but we're not Tsetsebokana and, should I also then match up what you did? And then things like that and savings. So it was just very fluid. Maybe I'm lucky enough to have someone who's like, okay, whatever you can, Linda, whatever I can, I will do that. So there were no expectations in terms of every month it has to be this certain amount. If this month I can't, I honestly can't. Yeah. But whenever I can, I should.
I love that. I'm actually going to do an article on that. I love that idea of the Mjolo account.
Yeah.
So in closing, what are your words of inspiration to a young lady watching this in her mid-20s?
In my mid-20s, I think, saving. I know some of us really don't look at saving as something important, but it's extremely important. You'd find that it's incremental growth, but ultimately at the end, and you actually taught me this, because I didn't even have investments or savings accounts before I met you. And so it actually taught me, and that's how I managed, purchase my biggest asset, my car, look into investing in property as well with my partner. And so I think we need to broaden our landscape. Yes, we can have fun. I'm not saying don't have fun. Maybe I traveled a lot and spent most of my money on that when I was younger and a graduate as well. So that's where most of my money went to. But now we're building our future for our children, for ourselves as well, to be comfortable. And so, yeah, that's what I can say, guys. Please just save and budget. That's really, really important. Budget.
Well, thank you so much, Pods.
Yeah.
Guys, this is Escapes with TK. We bring you content fresh on money, travel, and lifestyle. This is part of the Women and Money series that I'm doing for my channel. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody who can benefit from it. Click the subscribe button. We're trying to grow the community of trailblazers. And shout out to Everyday Cakes for hosting us and the hospitality we've received in the last couple of days here. And guys, have fun with your money, take care of your money, and stay safe. Love, peace, and money. And just give me some wine. Cheers, guys.